Good afternoon and welcome. Well, for the past month, I've been working with the liaison of my Wichita City Council person to obtain some information on the new paid parking program that was enacted by the city last year. That program consists of a large swath of the downtown area parking that has been converted to kiosk or app payment rather than parking meters. And of course, the rates are higher in an effort to collect sufficient funds, they say, to maintain parking lots and so on. Well, the information that I'd like to see is the income, the expenses, and the net proceeds of the parking program for the first 6 months of operation, July through December of 2025. Brooke, the liaison, pointed me to a web page that had detailed information regarding revenues received. That information was broken down by month, method of payment, average revenue per parking stall, and other useful information. But what was not on that page was expenses and net proceeds. Nor did Brooke have that information for me in any other format. Now, Brooke has continued to try to get the information, but was twice told that I would have to file an open records request in order to receive it. Of course, that got me to wonder, well, why are those revenues so easily and publicly available, but the expenses weren't? So I went on down that path and went uphill to the city council person that is mine and the mayor directly, and they have responded. The mayor has asked the assistant city manager to make the information that I wanted available to both the council and to me. Now, she did this only a couple of days ago, so I don't expect a response just yet. I don't intend to do much with the information if I get it. I do expect that expenses are going to exceed revenues. That's normal for pretty much any startup project, but the reason for continuing with this is that greater issue of transparency in government. Wichita has had issues with transparency and citizen trust for years. There have been several decisions made over the years that not only didn't smell right, but ended up actually being in the best interest, many people think, of friends and donors to political campaigns instead of the citizenry. That latest issue that come to a head with this has been that sales tax question that was resoundingly defeated just a couple of days ago. Over 80% of the voting public said no to a new sales tax promoted by several business partners and was put to a vote quickly and without a lot of vetting by the council. It not only was hastily and poorly presented, it just didn't smell right, and the citizens knew it and soundly trampled it down. Well, I understand that in running a city the size of Wichita, many decisions are made by managers of various kinds. Not all decisions can or should be put before the council or even the city manager. However, all departments and all management need to be answerable for the decisions they make. And the citizens of Wichita need to have access to those decisions, as well as access to whatever background information that is considered to be public that helped those managers make those decisions. Now, if I would have been told to file an open records request for all of the parking information, revenues, and expenses, I probably would have done so without complaint. However, to have the revenues so prominently displayed publicly, but the expenses hidden behind a CORA request, seems to me to be asking the public to believe the city's hiding something that it doesn't want us to know. That idea of transparency and trust have once again been relegated to the dumpster out back, it seems. What else are we to think? Well, hopefully, eventually, I'll receive the information that I've requested one way or the other. If necessary, I'll probably file a CORA request and pay any fees. Some things I've learned to let go of, but I'm stubborn enough, I think, to see this one through. I do know I've ruffled some feathers. The mayor has responded to me. My council person called me, and a council person who does not represent me, but I consider to be a friend, has emailed me. So we'll see. Stay tuned. A lesson from this, however, Don't let things like this get you so worked up that you lose sight of the greater and better things: mercy, grace, love, forgiveness. Life is too short to needlessly worry and fret about things like parking revenues and expenses. Be involved, be engaged, but also be aware that all of these kinds of things are temporary and will pass away. Give your best concentration instead on the Maker and Creator of all, who loves you and wants you with Him in eternity. Blessings.